Hello, in this video, we're going to talk about podcast marketing. Podcasts have evolved into a dynamic medium, connecting brands and creators with audiences in a uniquely personal way. Whether you're a seasoned marketer or just beginning your podcast journey, today's presentation will equip you with the strategies you need to thrive. We'll explore why podcast marketing works, how to create a successful podcast, and the tools and trends shaping the industry. What is a podcast? A podcast is a digital audio program that can be streamed or downloaded, offering an on-demand listening experience. Unlike traditional radio, podcasts cater to every niche and audience. From deep dives into history to practical business advice, there's something for everyone. Shows like How I Built This inspire entrepreneurs, while The Moth captivates listeners with powerful storytelling. Imagine listening to a trusted friend share insights or stories. It's a relationship built over time. This connection is what sets podcasts apart, allowing hosts to deeply engage with their audience. For example, a history buff might binge hardcore history, spending hours immersed in compelling narratives. A true crime enthusiast, on the other hand, might turn to Crime Junkie for its meticulous storytelling and community-driven content. Podcasts' versatility extends to their format. You'll find interviews, panel discussions, and solo shows, each offering unique opportunities to share expertise or entertain. Why podcast marketing works? Podcast marketing works because it taps into three key areas: trust, targeting, and engagement. First, let's talk about trust. When you listen to a podcast, the host's voice becomes familiar, a trusted companion. This trust extends to the products and brands they recommend. Take the HubSpot Marketing Podcast, for instance. It builds authority by offering practical advice, creating a bond with listeners that translates into credibility for the HubSpot brand. Next, targeting. Podcasts allow businesses to reach highly specific audiences. For example, a company selling outdoor gear might sponsor the Backpacking Podcast. The audience, passionate hikers and travelers, is already aligned with the brand, ensuring higher engagement and conversions. Finally, engagement. Unlike traditional ads that interrupt content, podcast ads feel like part of the conversation. Consider the Joe Rogan Experience, where sponsors are seamlessly integrated into discussions. Listeners are not just hearing about products, they're discovering them through trusted recommendations. Creating a successful podcast. It starts with choosing a topic that resonates with you and your audience. Let's say you're passionate about sustainable living. Your podcast could explore eco-friendly practices, targeting environmentally conscious listeners. Identifying your niche ensures you attract a loyal audience. Next, consider your format. Will it be interview-based, like The Tim Ferriss Show, or a solo narrative like Hardcore History? Your format shapes the tone of your podcast and how you engage your listeners. For example, How I Built. This uses interviews to highlight entrepreneurial journeys, creating an inspiring yet informative experience. Planning is crucial. Use templates to outline episode structures, ensuring consistency. For example, start with a catchy intro, dive into the main topic, and wrap up with actionable takeaways or audience interaction. High-quality audio is non-negotiable. Invest in a good microphone, such as the Blue Yeti or Shure SM7B, and record in a quiet space to avoid distractions. Tools like Audacity or Adobe Audition help you edit, remove filler words, and add music for a polished finish. Building and growing your audience. Once your podcast is ready, distributing it effectively is the next step. Platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts are essential for reaching your audience. Spotify appeals to younger listeners, while Apple Podcasts offers excellent visibility through curated lists. Google Podcasts benefits from integration with search results, boosting discoverability. Promotion is key to growth. Social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok are invaluable. Create audiograms, short, engaging clips from your episodes with dynamic visuals. Email marketing is another powerful tool. A weekly newsletter summarizing episodes, sharing additional resources, or offering sneak peeks can keep your audience engaged. For instance, The Tim Ferriss Show regularly emails its subscribers, fostering a loyal community. SEO plays a crucial role in discoverability. Use descriptive titles and relevant keywords. For example, instead of episode 12, opt for Boosting Productivity, Tips from Industry Experts. This ensures your podcast shows up in search results, attracting more listeners. Monetizing your podcast. Once your podcast gains attraction, monetization becomes a viable option. Sponsorships are the most common route. Brands like Casper and HelloFresh have successfully partnered with podcasts, integrating their ads seamlessly into episodes. Post-read ads feel more personal, as seen in The Daily, where sponsors are introduced in a conversational tone. Subscription models like Patreon offer another revenue stream. By providing exclusive content, such as bonus episodes or Q&A sessions, you can encourage loyal listeners to support your show financially. Consider Chapo Trap House, which generates significant income through Patreon subscriptions. Merchandise is also effective. My Favorite Murder sells branded t-shirts and mugs, turning listeners into walking advertisements while creating an additional revenue source. Legal and ethical considerations. Podcasting requires navigating a complex web of legal and ethical considerations. Transparency is paramount when it comes to sponsorships. FTC guidelines require podcasters to disclose any paid partnerships clearly. For example, saying, "This episode is sponsored by brand," at the beginning of the ad segment ensures compliance while building trust with listeners. Copyright is another critical issue. Podcasters must secure licenses for any music or content used in their episodes. Platforms like Epidemic Sound and Audio Jungle provide royalty-free tracks, while services like ASCAP and BMI handle commercial music licensing. Using unlicensed material even briefly can result in legal action, as seen in several high-profile cases. Data privacy is equally important. Regulations like GDR and CCPA require podcasters to inform listeners about how their data is collected and used. Secure tools like Patreon ensure subscriber data is encrypted, setting a standard for ethical data handling. The future of podcast marketing is bright, fueled by innovation and expanding audiences. AI and machine learning are revolutionizing content discovery. Platforms are using these technologies to recommend podcasts based on listening habits, much like how Netflix suggests shows. For creators, this means reaching new listeners who are already interested in your niche. The globalization of podcasting is another exciting trend. Shows like The Daily have demonstrated the potential to attract audiences worldwide, transcending language and cultural barriers. Emerging markets in Asia, Africa, and South America are experiencing significant growth in podcast listenership, presenting untapped opportunities for brands and creators. Podcasting is a powerful medium for storytelling, engagement, and growth. Whether you're building trust, reaching niche audiences, or creating memorable content, podcasts offer unmatched opportunities. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.